Hi everybody. Last week we went through a practice that most of you are familiar with called conscious breathing, and we married that up with a meditative practice called kaya stariam, body stillness or body steadiness. So what I thought for this week's practice is we would add to the conscious breath the Ujjayi Pranayama, which is often referred to as victorious breath. And it's a simple but an important technique. And what I find it helps you achieve is an extended inhalation and an extended exhalation. And when we've been in our yoga classes, we have practiced it before, but this is a really good opportunity for you to add it into your daily routine. And then when we manage to get back to our yoga classes face to face, you can also be using it throughout the standing practices, throughout the seated practices, throughout the whole entire physical practice of yoga if you would like to. Because what it manages to do is bring us into a calming, meditative, mindful state. So it's quite relaxing, which really is what we need to tap into during meditation, but also at any time when you're feeling a little bit scattered, or you feel you want to bring yourself down into a place of calm and steadiness. The Ujjayi breath is really useful for that. One of the things that I have noticed, and as I have learnt it myself over the years, is that it's a breath that needs to be audible only to yourself. It's not something that you want to have everybody able to be hearing. The person sitting next to you doesn't need to hear this. So for the practice today, I'm going to be trying to demonstrate it so that you can hear it, and then I will step it back down so that you can't be hearing it at all. So once we've done the Ujjayi Pranayama, the demonstration, I'm going to ask you to practice it and also use it to consciously count the breath in and out with a view to extend the exhalation. And then we're going to then drop that away and then just let the breath be natural without any necessarily focused breath, just natural breath as you sit through a small short seated practice of meditation. So how about you make a start by coming to a comfortable seated position and just focus on this yourself consciously breathing, and just sit there, breathe. You might be counting, but then just listen to myself as I take the pranayama, Ujjayi Pranayama. The glottis is contracted, so it feels as though when I'm breathing through a narrower space, through the airways, and this is how it sounds. So it sounds like a soft snoring sound, like a baby snoring. If babies snore, I don't know. Another way to practice it is with the mouth open until you get the grasp of the sound, and it's like you're kind of you're wanting to fog up a mirror, and you can have your hand out in front of you, so it's breathing in. And then you close the mouth and you just basically do the same. So I wonder now if you've got the hang of that, just to sit comfortably, close the eyes, and start to take the Ujjayi Pranayama gently and slowly and begin to use that breath so that you're now counting the breath in for that number that you might have started to work around in the last week. So you might be breathing in for 5 and breathing out for 5. You might be having that count of breath in and out beyond those numbers. And you might also, as you begin to work with the Ujjayi Pranayama, notice that those numbers, the length of the inhalation and the length of the exhalation, begins to extend beyond your initial count. So can you work with that until I ask you to stop? Try not to be forcing the Ujjayi Pranayama, not forcing the contraction of the glottis. So just relax the muscles in the face and the neck and the throat. And just focus on the breath and relaxing as you do that. Just begin to notice if the breathing, the numbers that you're counting are beginning to extend. And then see if you are even able now to move beyond the 1-to-1 ratio and focus on extending the exhalation, still using the Ujjayi technique. So you might be breathing in for 5 or 6 or whatever that number is for you, but then increasing the exhalation beyond that number. And you might even be able to find that if you're breathing in for 5 or 6, you're exhaling for 10 or 12. But you don't need to reach that number immediately. Use the week ahead to get to a point where you can definitively feel that the exhalation is extending further and further out. And even the inhalation. So you're going to find that some days you work with this and it doesn't in fact feel as though you are moving beyond those initial first stages. Or if you're feeling a little bit uptight, or perhaps if the airways and the nostrils are a little bit blocked, sometimes that interferes with the potential you have to extend your breathing cycle, the length of the breath. So you just work with what you have and don't feel caught up with I must achieve or I have to reach this or that. Just let it come as it does. But over the week ahead, as you may have experienced in this last week of your conscious breath, you might have found that yes, I'm actually reaching a particular number as a general rule, as a general pattern. And now in the next week, see if you can extend it slowly, step by step. Don't try and go for the 1-to-2 ratio immediately. Let it build. And so now just let the Ujjayi Pranayama just soften away, just let it go. And just come to a natural breath, one that you have just stepped away from that Ujjayi breath, and you're seated, and you're comfortable, and your spine is lengthened, and you can feel yourself in the meditative position. either whether you're seated on a chair or either on the floor in the cross-leg position, that doesn't matter. And just breathe and just notice the feeling of body stillness. Be aware of your body seated. Notice the triangular base of your buttocks and your legs, or maybe the feet to the floor if you're on a chair. And then as you're just simply aware of the conscious breath now, feel the air in the nose, feel the coolness of the inhalation and the warmer exhalation. And notice now that you've dropped away from the Ujjayi breath that you can feel once more the air predominantly through the nostrils. And take the awareness to the whole of your head. Notice your shoulders and your arms. Notice the placement of your hands on your legs or in your lap. Notice the full length of the spine and the torso, your abdomen. Notice your buttocks and your legs. And then visualize your whole body in your seated position, and behind the closed eyes, see if you can visualize yourself as though you are seated in front of a full-length mirror. And you can see your body from the front, from the back, and you can see your body from the right side and the left side. You can see yourself as though you are looking down from above. So you can see your body kind of looking like a tripod. You can see the crown of your head and you can see your shoulders from a different perspective. You can see your knees from a different view. And then can you visualize the whole body as one, as though you are looking in that three-dimensional view? And then allow your whole body to feel steady and still and stable. You're not moving in any way. There's no need to move the body. There's no distractions of the mind. And then just repeat silently to yourself, I am still and stable. My body is still and stable. And then for the next few moments, simply feel yourself in complete inner stillness, body stillness, and inner calm. And just be completely present in this moment. I'll call you back in a few minutes. Just notice your breath, the air in the nose. Notice your body seated in stillness. And be aware of the inner calm that this practice has provided. And when you're ready, just simply blink the eyes open and just make yourself mobile. Just roll the shoulders, turn the head from side to side, maybe take a few little seated twists and prepare to resume the rest of your day. So thanks for your attention, and I hope that you might practice this new technique. It's not new to all of you, but it's we're just adding things slowly. And Ujjayi Pranayama is one that you can take anywhere. So I know we're not going anywhere much, but as you're walking, you can be practicing your Ujjayi Pranayama. You can be seated watching TV if you wanted. But it's a great tool, and one that really I find helps to provide that sense of calmness, which helps to then extend the breathing. And I'll be very interested in hearing how you went with that. So have a lovely afternoon, morning, evening, whenever you're practicing, and I will see you again soon. Bye.